Wakanda forever. That's, excuse me, so sorry. I promise I'll never do that again. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Mouseketeers and Infiniteers, it's your friend and host, Zora Catone, aka the Other Apprentice here, and welcome to today's video, where we will be unboxing and taking a closer look at some of the newest additions from the Disney Store exclusive, Disney Infinity-inspired Toybox action figure series. Whew, that is a mouthful right there. Before we get started, I just want to apologize for the quality of my voice right now. I know it sounds more annoyingly nasally than it usually does. I apologize for that. I'm trying to fight off a cold right now. But long story short, I went to the Disney Store yesterday, which was March 9th, so first time in a long time, for the sole reason of picking up these figures. And I know that we're supposed to have one more here, but sadly Captain America was not in stock, but that's okay. If the cast member shipping list is to be believed, we are supposed to be getting him and Luke Skywalker in stores next week, at least where I am. But at this point in time, let us focus our attention on these four right here because they look amazing. Now, just looking at the packaging really quickly, on the Marvel ones you can see the portraits of the Infinity renderings right on the side of the boxes here, which look really nice and high def. I wish I had a copy of those pictures. And on the Spider-Man one, you can see that it's obviously promoting Spider-Man Homecoming with Spidey and Iron Man on the back. And then for Black Widow and Black Panther, you can see Black Panther, Black Widow, and Captain America all lined up and looking awesome. As far as Darth Vader goes, he is by far the bulkiest one here. Look at that packaging. Whew, so glad that they wanted to capture him in a pose there, you know? And on the side, you can see his Infinity portrait, and whew, look at that face. Would not want to mess with that guy. And then on the back, you can see Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and Boba Fett all lined up and ready to be released, whenever that might be the case for the latter two. But enough of staring at the pretty boxes, because I've held off opening these for far too long, about a day maybe, so I could open them for your enjoyment. So let's get them out of their boxy prisons and see just how cool they really are. Okay, well, turns out my camera doesn't like to stay on for that long when I'm unboxing things, so sorry you don't get to see that. But here they are, out of their boxes, and boy do they look great. I mean, this is a rather impressive lineup if I do say so myself. Why don't we start things off on the Marvel side of things with the much-anticipated Spider-Man action figure. Oh, wow, now look at you. Now, true to my word, I did say that when this guy got released, I was going to review him. Well, he's released now, and I'm going to review him. One thing I can't help but notice, though, right off the bat, is that, if you could just stay there, Petey, thank you, is that he looks a little pink compared to some of his promotional images and some of the other photos I've seen of this particular figure, especially when you compare this to his original Infinity figure, which definitely looks a lot redder than he does here. But as far as the likeness goes, you can definitely see the Infinity influence. They did add a few extra bits of black in here, obviously to tie in with his appearance in Spider-Man Homecoming, but other than that, he looks almost exactly the same, save for color scheme and accessories. And speaking of accessories, ooh, he's a little stiff there. I can only wonder if the discoloration or the stiffness in the joints is probably due to being stuck in the packaging for too long, because as I did mention in my previous review of the other wave, they did have him in stock and in storage. They were just waiting for the confirmation to release him. And apparently, it wasn't due to shared copyright either. It was actually thanks to this thing. Speaking of accessories, oop, down goes Peter. I guess they were trying to make sure that it met all the qualifications and then it was up to snuff as far as protocols go and silly stuff like that. But it does extend out and it does look really cool. And it's even got a little suction cup so you can stick it to the wall. Well, obviously not right now. And ooh, excuse me. Oh my goodness, that's not the kind of content that we're going for on this channel. Here, Natasha, why don't you just stay there? Right, thank you. And Parker, you stand up. But this part here does fit very well into his, at least it did fit very well when I was testing this out off camera. It is supposed to go into one of these hands right here. This is embarrassing. I want to be careful because I don't really want to snap anything. But Peter, come on. You're making me look silly, more so than usual. Okay, maybe if I just put it back in there. No, no. Several tries later. Oh, forget it. Let's pretend you didn't see that. The movability in the joints are, of course, very, very wide. These are mostly on ball joints, or I think they are anyway. His head is definitely on a ball joint, but oh yeah, they're a little stiff, but it still moves, and you can still. There you go. But I love that new out-of-the-box feeling for these figures. It's just unfortunate that my natural greasy fingers are probably gonna destroy that. You can see that he does have the spider emblem on his back, where it should be, as well as on the front, where it still looks really cool. And the wide range is actually quite impressive, especially when it comes to a figure that's so slim, I guess I'm trying to say. But that looks really good, and I promise this does fit in here, and it does look really cool when you can get it to stick. I just, for the sake of this review, I guess I should probably try and get that to work, but we'll try that a little bit later. Right now, let's just move on. Spidey, looking good, and welcome to the family. Next up, we have the King of Wakanda himself, the Black Panther. No doubt released in anticipation for his much beloved, and rightfully so, blockbuster hit. Now, I really gotta say, I love the build on this one. It feels like a much different material compared to Spider-Man here. Of course, some of the same material is featured, but you'll notice that a lot of it is much glossier, and I don't know if that was intentional, but it looks really great. When you've got him right next to his original Infinity figure, you can definitely see that he looks almost exactly the same, save for a few details that have either been toned down or completely retooled. As you can see on the Infinity figure, he's got all of these designs here and all these little incisions that make him look a little bit more, I don't want to say leathery, but you can see that the suit is supposed to breathe, and that's one of the things I love about the original figure, is that it looks really awesome. The movement in the captured pose here is phenomenal. As far as the actual figure itself goes, you've got all of the joints in the regular places. They move very well, and they're not too loose, not too stiff. They're actually quite perfect. And then the vibranium concussive blasts here, just gotta get that out there. Oh, there we go. Whew, and nothing broke. Hey, look at that. Now, curiously, this hand is supposed to fit all the way in here, which is actually very easy to take in and out of. I guess this one is supposed to... I actually don't know how that one is supposed to work, or is that supposed to... Oh, I get you. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's like a pew, pew, pew kind of thing. All right, I got you. I see what you're going for. That's cool. One thing that does throw me off just a little bit is the build on his legs here. I think they might look just a little too slim there, but thankfully he stands up very well, and he doesn't really need any kind of additional support. So that is very good. He looks cool, and undoubtedly, when I got to the Disney store, they were almost all sold out of him, and thankfully one of the cast members was nice enough to look in the back to find him for me. So here he is, and I'm so happy that he is here because the movie was awesome. Moving on, we have the incredibly beautiful but very deadly Black Widow. Now, I love that they're adding a few touches of the MCU into these Infinity figures here, although I don't know if it's the way that her hair is sculpted here compared to her original Infinity figure, but is it me, or does her hair seem to be a little bit longer here than it does in the action figure? Again, the resemblance is pretty dead on, and there's even a little bit of Scarlett Johansson in there, which I love. And aside from a few minor differences, like the actual Black Widow emblem on her belt there, I don't know how well you can see that, it's a little bit bigger and more prominent here than it is on the Toybox action figure, but that's okay. I mean, like the actual Black Widow costume, the appearance is always changing, but you still get what they're going for, and it's simple, but it's really cute. and I love it. The head, again, swivels very well. All the joints are in the regular places, and they move. They're a little stiffer on this one than they are on the others, but they do, once you work them around, they do move really well. The wrists are the wrists? Oh yeah, okay. No, they move the regular way. And whoops, there goes her staff. And her legs, her thighs, her knees, her ankles, all look really good, and you can. Oh, and that's the best for posability right there. Just wah. Okay. I don't know if these are detachable, but they still look really good. I don't think they are. And, oh, they are! Hey, look at that! I don't know if you can actually put them in her hand, though. Oh, yep, you can. And they'll go in there a heck of a lot better than the Spider-Man web does. I mean, what? And then, as far as her other accessories go, there we go. They just snap right in there. That's good to know. Where is it? There it is. Her staff. Now, I know this can detach into two there, but it looks like... Oh, pray that I don't break this. Oh, it can! Look at that! It can separate into four. That's really cool. I mean, that's hopefully a kid playing with this won't lose all the pieces, and hopefully I won't break it when I try to snap them back into place. But that's really nice. Now, I like that feature. Oh, hang on. Please, come on. Thank you. The figure herself looks really great, and similar to Black Panther, she's got a few glossy bits here and there, but the rest of her build is pretty similar to what we can expect from these figures so far, material-wise. Overall, I'm really glad to have her, and she looks great. She's a fantastic addition to the whole collection, and I really hope that we can get more Avengers out there soon. Okay, there we go. If I can just be perfectly honest, though, I'm really glad that they did not make her blonde, just because I really don't know why she's going blonde in Infinity War, but I digress. Now, over on the Star Wars side of things, we have Darth Vader. Ooh. Now, I had a bit of a problem getting him out of the box, just because, yes, he is very bulky, but they also fastened him inside the packaging with black twist ties that I did not see until it was too late. So hopefully I didn't damage anything. But as you can see, Darth Vader is looking very bulky and very buff, very similar to his original Disney Infinity figure, which also looked very imposing and also very, I don't want to say chunky, but he clearly he lifts. You can definitely tell that they wanted to keep this figure as close to the original Infinity counterpart as close as possible, right down to the material that they used to sculpt his helmet, which has a very nice gloss to it. His head, yep, despite the cape, his head actually moves very well. His arms can saddle... Oh, no, they can't. Oh, that is really great. Okay, so he's got the same kind of wide range of movement in his arms, despite the way it may look. That is really cool. His elbows are double jointed, it would appear. Yes. Oh, wow. Okay, that's really great. And then his wrists are a little... Oh, no, okay. It turns out they can move up and down, but they're best at swiveling from side to side. His legs, on the other hand... Oh, wow, look at that. His legs can actually move very freely, despite the sculpted, what I want to say feels like a hardened rubber, that I was originally scared was going to limit the movement in his thigh here, but no, it poses with the rest of the figure pretty well. That is really good. And the cape is nice and loose, similar to Thor's, and it doesn't hinder any kind of movability in either the neck or anything else. And actually, it acts as a pretty nice counterweight to the rest of the figure. So hey, look at that! That is fantastic. I know I had a few problems with the Kylo Ren figure just because some of the sculpted pieces look like it might get in the way of certain poses, but no, this actually looks and it feels and it moves really well. Of course, you've got his regular red lightsaber, and you can have him looking all cool like the end of Rogue One and just...
Oh, I'm going to get that ship. Those plans are as good as mine.
Yeah, no, I really like that, and I'm glad that we're seeing a few more original trilogy characters in the Star Wars lineup that they've got for this particular action figure series. That looks really cool. Overall, I really gotta say, they knocked it out of the park with these particular figures, and I am so happy to add them to my collection. As far as future releases go, if we take a look at some of the newer ones that have been released with the newer figures here, aha, ta-da, we know exactly who to expect. So, coming up in the Marvel series, we've got Captain America and Star-Lord. So I'm really looking forward to that. Pixar-wise, we don't have anything new this time around, sadly, but we can expect Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl, Violet, and Dash. And finally, for Star Wars, we have Luke Skywalker, Boba Fett, and Princess Leia coming in to wrap up this series. Whether or not they're going to continue making these action figures remains to be seen. I know some people were a little disappointed that we didn't get to see any characters that we haven't seen in the Infinity style before, but for what it's worth, the characters that we were given here are incredibly serviceable to their original Disney Infinity counterparts. They look almost exactly the same, and the best part is you can actually move them around too and not break any of these wonderfully sculpted figures. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my review for these 4 figures, and I promise as soon as I can get my hands on more, I will do more up-close and personal reviews for them, for you, and for my enjoyment as well. Like I said in my last review, if you didn't get a chance to pick up the actual Disney Infinity figures but are looking for something in that particular style, I would highly recommend that you pick these up because they are great, they're fantastic, and they definitely do justice to the original designs, and I can't wait to see what they come up with next. Thank you so much for watching this video, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, then please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And as always, keep a weather eye on the horizon for more sights, sounds, and surprises from yours truly. And until next time, I am Zora Catone, the Other Apprentice, and I'll be seeing you real soon. Bye! Hey, look at that! I got him to work! And look at that! That is so... Oh, man down.